Hello, welcome to Board Game TV. It's Sci-Fi Saturday and we're starting a new playthrough for a new game, Level 7 Omega Protocol. Now, I played Level 7 Escape. Level 7 Escape was a co-op single-player horror game. Level 7 Omega Protocol is the sequel to it, but it's a totally different game. It is basically a two verse anywhere up, one verse anywhere up to 5 tactical miniatures sci-fi horror game. Kind of like Descent, where one person plays the overseer and 1 to 5 other people play hero characters. And it's a vast improvement over Level 7 Escape. Now, first let's get to the story. If you remember in Level 7 Escape, basically what it was this evil alien guy. I forget, Dr. Kronos, I think his name was. He basically was fleeing from his home world where this other aliens had invaded or were trying to kill him or something, and he crash landed on Earth. He was found by a government, I guess it's the Russian government, and they kind of had a deal. He would help the countries of the world become technologically advanced, and they would send him specimens to experiment on. And for several years this went on, and supposedly in the game lore, he's the reason why we have like cell phone technology, internet, and all kinds of technological advances. And they were willingly giving him people to experiment on. But he kind of got ideas of his own, and then something happened at the facility. You play it as one of the people that were going to be experimented on, and you try to escape the facility. There you go. He had created all kinds of these clones, these monster type things, and it was the game was okay. I'll just put it like that. It was okay. It wasn't great. It wasn't terrible. It was okay. But it was early on in the survival horror genre, relatively speaking. Well, Level 7 Omega Protocol basically continues the story. This time, you're a set of commandos. You're sent to go into said facility, clear it out, find Dr. Kronos, do whatever you got to do, and you basically start at the top and are going down. That's the whole point of the story. Now, it has several missions. As you can see, it tells you how to make a map, and you see these cards have room cards. Now, there's a deck of room cards, and they tell you which cards to put aside and where to stack them, and you randomly stack them in each room. And there are a couple of objective cards, like in this one there's the office and the A-lift. Okay, so we don't know. We know the office and the A-lift, which are our objectives for this first mission, which we'll get into in a minute. We know they're here somewhere, but also there's probably traps, environmental hazards, and monsters in these room cards. Also, we have doors. Now, this is a door token, okay? On the other side of that door, it can either say unlocked, or it can say jammed, ambush, all kinds of different things. So, and the game tells you which door tokens to put in there, and then you randomly select them and you put them wherever. The overseer really is supposed to decide where to put them, but we'll get into the single player aspect of this in a little bit. Then you have these little tokens here. These are search tokens. You can spend an action to search, and then you get an investigation card. We have a timer track. That's how this game plays. And we start at number 1, and when we get to 8 in this mission, there'll be a crisis point. Okay? And that things will start ramping up. There are a couple other things. These are bad guy miniatures. These are warrior clones, and rogue clones. Now I have to say the miniatures for this game are not really that good for the monsters. For the hero characters, they're not bad. This is what they look like. And some of the things are a little hard to differentiate between each other, like these two right here. But yeah, they kind of really cheaped out on these. I guess it's just Alright, so and then we have stats that tell you what they do, their speed, their attack, their defense, their health, stuff like that. And what they use, how many dice they roll. And we have red and black dice here. This is the adrenaline pool. Now, and this is the Overseer's dashboard. Now the game, each mission will tell the Overseer, who's the bad guy, which one of these to use. There's a whole bunch of different more than these. Okay? Now, the gist of it is, let's take dodge for instance. Let's say I wanted to use dodge. Now I'm going to have a pool. You see, when the heroes do things, they spend adrenaline, okay, or energy points. Like it tells you how much this thing's going to spend. So, and if I even want to move or do regular actions, I have to spend adrenaline. See? Now this card, let's say we got to pick a stance. We'll get to that in a second. I know it seems a little complicated, but beginning of each turn, each character has 3 different stances they can choose from, okay? That stance is going to tell them how much adrenaline they have for that round. See, he'll have 6, if he uses this stance, he'll have 6 adrenaline for this round. Okay, so he'll have basically 6 actions, or 6 points to spend. Some actions cost 2, like this napalm grenade, while this advanced armor upgrade will cost 1, and like moving it costs 1 and stuff like that. So he'll spend his 6 actions. Well, this will create a pool of these little energy adrenaline tokens. Okay. Each person, each team player, each hero character will do that. And then the Overseer will get these tokens in a pool. And he uses these tokens to spend on his actions. Like, let's say he wants to do dodge. There's a thing right here. It tells the cost. 3. He takes 3 of his little tokens in his pool and puts it in there. And now he can do the dodge. Force a commando to reroll an attack. Now, at the end of his phase, what's going to happen is he will kind of like refresh all his things. So let's say this is the refresh point 2. So what's going to happen is at the end of his phase, he's going to take 2 of these tokens out of there. Okay, and they'll go back into the pool. And he does that with every one. Okay, committed means, well, that's how many he's committed to there. But we're not going to be using that. We're just going to be using the top 2 numbers, the cost and the refresh value. Okay, at the end of the round. So that's how he does it. Now, because I am playing solo, and I could easily just know what the heroes are going to do and blah blah blah, that kind of stuff. I shuffled these up and I randomly put them on the board. Okay, and so what I have to do for my solo play is that I cannot just, let's say I wanted to use charge. I haven't used any of these others. It's the beginning of my turn. I want to use charge. Well, I can't use charge. In order for me to use charge, I have to have used every single one beforehand. Kind of like, let's say, he's kind of like getting powers that he has to do. So, as the Overseer, whether or not I use dodge or not, because let's say there's not an enemy to use dodge for, I still have to spend my 3 tokens on that dodge. Then I would have to spend the tokens for 4 for surprise attack, and then cave in, accelerated response, and then finally I would be able to do charge. I have to do them in that order. I can't just pick one and do it. And I'm moving left to right for each column. Okay, so if I want to use a power or an ability, I have to have, it has to be, that's why each round, where if I don't want to use something, what I may do, but because of that refresh value, you see it's kind of hard to do so, I may have to just, well, okay, the first opportunity, or just waste something on dodge and then move on to the next. So that's the way it's going to have to be for the Overseer. However, to balance this out, okay, to balance this out, I randomly, each hero has a deck of kit cards that they get to start the game with. Now each hero can start with 6 points worth of kit cards, and this is their point cost. So I randomly picked from the top of each deck after I shuffled them until I got to 6. So I didn't get to pick which ones I wanted. Another thing that's going to be totally random is the advanced deck. Now, supposedly, I would be able to pick the cards from the deck which one I wanted to use. No problem. However, I'm not going to do that. Beginning of each round, when you choose which advance you're going to be going into, I'm going to randomly shuffle these cards and then pick the top card. And whatever stance is picked, that is the stance that they're stuck with for that round. That way I don't have full total control over the heroes. There's a randomness to them, and because of the dashboard here, the way it's set up in the random order, and then I have to, before I can do one, I have to do the one before it. It kind of balances things out. Otherwise, you really wouldn't be able to play, because like I said, it's supposed to be a versus game, and I had to modify it to do solo. Now there's another thing. At the beginning of each commando phase, you assign them in order of which they're going to go. And you could supposedly just do this, but again, this is going to be totally random. Randomly, I'm going to deal these out. I'm going to shuffle and we'll deal them out. Okay, so let's take a look at who we have as our commandos. We have the team leader, okay, and these are his weapons that he has, and these are which dice you'll use, okay, when you roll. So you can see, let's take a look at the red and black dice here. Okay, as you see the black dice, these are the black dice right here. These are the red dice right here. As you can see, there's only one empty space on the red die. Well, on the black dice, there's 2. And on the black dice, there's only one double hit marker. Well, on the red dice, well, no, there's only one double hit marker on that one. So, but the red dice has a better chance for more hits. Okay. What else basic stuff we need to go over? Well, okay, we have the reconnaissance specialist. We have the heavy support specialist, and we have the countermeasure specialist. Now there's another hero, I think he's the rifle guy, but I'm only using 4 heroes, okay? So that's the way they're going to go. Now, there are other things on here that we will deal with when we get to them, which I'll explain. And I'll explain, you know, the first order. But the Overseer, he starts the game with the number of adrenaline tokens in his pool with the number of players times 2. So I have 4 players. He starts with 8 adrenaline tokens. We have 8 warrior clones, which these guys with the guns, in reserve. And we have 10 rogue clones, okay, in reserve from the pool he will be able to use. Alright, so we are mission guide. Okay. So, knock knock, who's there? Now I don't want to go after all this, but it says, as the primary assault force disco team has been tasked with locating and retrieving whatever remains of Dr. Kronos' research hidden deep within the lower levels of Subterra Bravo. Because the whole of Project Aquarius was classified above top secret, no actual information about Subterra's Bravo layout exists outside its walls. Therefore, Disco's team's first objective is to locate the installation commander's office and gather any intelligence that may lead them to the primary target. The team must hurry, as the alien clones that have overtaken the facility will present a dangerous threat even without a leader if given time to organize against the human intrusion. Okay, and then it tells you to build up Mission 1, which we did. Here's the map of how we're supposed to do it. There it tells you our reserves, 10 warrior clones, 8 warrior clones. There it tells you the door markers, 1 locked, 1 jammed, and 1 short circuit. Okay, and then the rest will be unlocked. So we have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 doors. So we don't know. So 3 of them we know what they are. The other 3 are 1 locked, 1 jammed, and 1 short circuit. Energy pool minimum. Number of commandos times 2. That's 8. Then it tells us what cards to put in our room stacks. And that's what these are. And then, of course, the A-lift, objective, and the office are in there. Then it tells you what the overseer's dashboard is going to be. And we got that. Okay, now we have some special rules. A commando must be on the office objective marker and increases adrenaline by 1 to retrieve the data from the commander's office. When a commando performs his action, he takes the objective token and reads the following, and then we'll do that. After the room containing the office objective is revealed, reduce the cost of all dashboard abilities that spawn clones by 1 to a minimum of 1. So the overseer is going to get a benefit there. A-lift found. After the room containing the A-lift objective is revealed, the speed stat of all clones becomes 7. Okay. The crisis point is triggered at the start of the 8th round, which we have the little red token up here to remind us. Or after rooms containing both the office and the A-lift objectives are revealed. After the crisis point is triggered, add a black die to every clone attack's roll for the remainder of the game. In addition, at the start of each overseer phase, the overseer opens a door connecting a hidden room to the revealed section of the map and then resolves the room's cards normally. Discard the door marker with no effect. So basically what's going to happen is, if we don't get these doors open by that time, we're just automatically going to open them, and we're going to reveal these room cards, and if it says spawn clones, a bunch of clones are going to be spawned there. Usually you don't spawn anything until you get into that room. Okay. The commandos win if they retrieve the data and more than half of the commandos exit through the A-lift objective marker. When the commando moves onto the A-lift tile, remove him from the map, he has exited. The overseer wins if he kills at least half of the commandos. And then there's a hard mode and an easy mode for each one. But that is basically what we have to do for this mission. Okay, so I showed you basically the basic setup, how it is. Let's go ahead and get into some rules, and we're going to go turn by turn as to what we have to do. So let's go ahead and start with that. So, because there's a turn order, and this thing doesn't have a sheet, but it basically has a little reference thing. Okay, it says playing the game. Okay, the overseer moves the, alright, timer phase. This is the first phase. The overseer moves the timer tokens up 1 space on the round tracker. Well, we're put that on round 1, so we've done that. Commando planning phase. The commandos give the overseer all the adrenaline tokens gained last round. Okay, now that's not going to happen this first turn because we haven't done any, but he does start with a pool of 8. Okay. Determine each commando's turn order and choose a stance card for each commando. Okay, so we're going to go ahead, I'm going to turn the camera off, and then I'm going to shuffle these cards, and we're going to go ahead and do that. Okay, so I've done what I wanted to do, and the team leader ended up with cautious advance, 6 adrenaline points. The reconnaissance specialist, cautious advance, 6 adrenaline points. The heavy duty savvy support specialist embraced with 4 adrenaline points, and the countermeasure specialist, cautious advance, with 6 adrenaline points. Now, also the turn order, he's number 1. So he's the guy with the weird looking helmet. Okay. So then this guy with the eye patch looking thing, he's number 2, the reconnaissance specialist. And then the heavy guy's 4 and the team leader's 3. I guess it's not a bad order. Now, because as you can see, when they move, he'll have 2, he'll have 3, 2, 2, that kind of thing. So, alright, so we've done the commando planning phase. Now, commando activation phase. Each commando takes a turn according to the turn order determined in the commando planning phase. On his turn, a commando can move, attack, and perform other actions. Okay, so here we go. So, investigate, move, open a door, trade, attack, revive, heal. That's what it has. And then, of course, it gives a list and everything. So, let's go ahead and start with our first guy. He's going to pay the adrenaline cost. And we're going to do the door. So, he's going to pay 1. And we're going to put this in a pool. Here we go. Now, we don't have to do anything if we don't want to. So, like, if I don't want to do all his 6 things, we don't have to. But here we go. So, first thing we do is we're going to do the door here. And this is unlocked. Remove this door from the game. Okay. No problem. Alright, so now the door is unlocked. Now we're going to reveal our room cards. Okay. Now we're going to get Vanguard and Vent. Okay. I kind of screwed. You're supposed to do them in order that they came in. I think this Vent was first. So let's do this. Place a vent marker on any tile in this room. Do not place it on a wall or objective space. So basically you can't put it on any of these other spaces and stuff like that. So we have little vent tiles. And if you remember from the first game, vents work to bring in monsters and stuff. Well, that's kind of what they do in this game as well. So we'll just put a vent marker there. Okay. And this is done. Well, priority. These things have priorities. Okay, I'm sorry. We're going to have to look at that. Alright, so there is the priority is 1, 2, and 3. And you start 1, and then you go 2, and then you go 3. So, priority 2 is the vent. We've done that. And basically what vents will do is enemies can move, like let's say there was another vent marker over here. An enemy can move from one vent space to another. Okay, now we have to spawn 2 warrior clones and 1 rogue clone in this room. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. We'll spawn 2 warrior clones and 1 rogue clone in this room, and we've done that. Okay, so now let's take a look. It costs, during the overseer's turn, let's say these clones are still alive after this round and I don't kill them. Okay? The overseer will pay 1 adrenaline to activate a clone. That's how much it costs to activate them. Of course, that one next to it, that's their health. They take 1 hit, they're dead. So, basically, let's have a look at their stuff. So we've done that. They can move 6 spaces. This is their attack. Okay. This is their defense. Okay. So they have a range defense of 4. So in order to do 1 wound on 1 rogue clone, I have to do 4 hits or higher, okay, to kill that clone, or to do 1 damage, which would kill it. Same thing if I were to use a melee weapon. It would take 4 hits or higher to wound this clone. And then of course, when it attacks, it's a melee attack, so it has no ranged attack, and it uses 3 black dice. Okay, and then it says, as special rules, this figure does not take damage from peril spaces. We haven't encountered any of those yet. When this figure moves, the Overseer can spend 1 adrenaline to allow it to pass through the same space as a non-friendly figure. Okay, so it costs adrenaline, but it can do it. It can move through non-friendly figures. And we see the Warrior Clone stats, but they have ranged attacks. They have a coil gun and a seeker gun. Okay, this figure does not take damage from peril spaces, of course. If this figure does not move this turn, it can make an attack against any target within range of this weapon in line of sight. Okay. Alright. So, let's go ahead. It is number 2. It is the Reconnaissance Specialist's turn. Now, I have 2 different weapons right now. Okay, I have this P100, which gives me a red and then 3 black die. And you can re-roll 1 die from each attack from this weapon. 5 range. As you see, I'm 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm in range. However, this game has line of sight rules. Okay, so I tend to use the same line of sight type things as I do in Shadows of Brimstone and stuff like that. Whereas I cannot shoot. Like this guy can't shoot through him, okay? And if this clone was right here, I could not shoot this bat clone right here because this guy's in his way, all right? You can't shoot around, common sense type stuff. So what I'm going to do is I want to clear a pathway, okay? So what I'm going to do is we're going to move our Reconnaissance Specialist. We're going to spend a token, and he's going to move his 3 spaces. So he's going to go 1, 2, 3. We're going to set him up right there. Next up is our team leader. And of course he is out of range. Well, he's not. He has the M18. Okay. Alright. Now these cautious advance have different things. Like our guy had interrupt. Increase your adrenaline by 1 to give yourself or any commando within 4 spaces of you +1 range defense or +1 for 1 attack. Which there's no need to do that right now. His is, after you are attacked, you can increase your adrenaline by 1 to move up to 2 spaces. You can boost a stat challenge roll twice. There's really no need for that now. If there are no enemies adjacent to you, increase your adrenaline by 2 to attack an enemy as it moves into your line of sight and within 3 spaces. Well, it didn't do that. They appeared, this guy was in my way, so I couldn't do that. And then his is, your range attacks cost 1 adrenaline instead of the normal amount. Okay? And there we go. So, and I have some different stuff where I can do this. However, I think what we're going to do is we're just going to play a basic little thing. I have 8 range with my team leader. So I can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I think I'm going to attack him. So if we look on the chart here, attack costs 2 adrenaline. So I'm going to spend 2 adrenaline, and I'm going to attack the rogue clone in the middle. I'm going to use 1 red, 3 black. Okay, and we know from his defense he needs 4 hits. However, Commandos who start a turn can increase their max stat. This includes you. I have inspiration. Doesn't cost anything. Commandos who start their turn within 5 spaces of you can increase their adrenaline 1 higher than their max adrenaline stat. Includes you. So let's go ahead and we're going to go ahead and do that. Now, the disadvantage to that, however, is that if I spend all these, that's just more adrenaline tokens for the Overseer to use. Okay? Alright, now, another commando within 5 spaces of you makes a free ranged attack. We're going to do this in a sec. I think I may do this in a second. First, I'm going to go ahead and tackle him. Now, let's see what we get. So let's roll. Okay, that was a horrible roll. And it was not good enough. As you can see, we came up 1 short. However, we have aim. If you are not adjacent to an enemy, you can increase your adrenaline by 1 to add 1 red die to attack with this weapon. So we're going to do that. So let's add a red die and let's hope we get lucky. Okay, alright, so we did. However, as the Overseer, I'm going to pay 3 because this helps me out. Alright. I'm going to use 3 to re-roll. Okay, that still... So this guy is dead. He's gone. He's out. We killed him. Okay. Now, what am I going to do? As Overseer, I'm going to do surprise attack. I can interrupt, make an attack with an enemy against an acting commando. And I'm going to do that. So I'm going to pay the 4 it cost me to do that. Then I'm going to pay the 1 here. Cost me to activate him. And my guy is still acting. Okay. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's just in range. So I'm going to get 3 black die. And I hit 3 times. However, my defense is 4. So it did not pierce me. So that's fine. Okay. Now you see how that kind of went. Now I'm going to pay 2 adrenaline. And I'm going to let another commando make a free ranged attack. He's within 5 spaces. He's going to make a free ranged attack. However, it doesn't cost him anything because the team leader paid the cost. So he has the M14. If you're not adjacent, you can increase your adrenaline by 1 to add 1 red die. Well, I think we'll do that. So add 1 red die. So I'm going to get 2 reds and 3 blacks, and I'm going to try to kill that guy. Okay, that was horrible. That did not happen. That was no good. That's only 3 hits. Wait a minute. The warrior clones, they only take 3. That's right. So that is good enough to kill this warrior clone. Okay, now it's the heavy support guy. And he's not going to do anything. Well, I might move him. He can only move 2. So let's go ahead. Spin an action. We're going to move 1, 2. Okay, he's going to move in there. Alright. Now, we're back to our countermeasure specialist. We're going to pay 2 adrenaline. And we are going to attack again this guy. Okay, that is enough to kill it right there. So we killed it. Alright, so it is dead. Okay. And now we have a clear room. What I can do is I can go to move my people. I can search. I can do all kinds of things. Okay, so let's go ahead and think about what I want to do, because I don't even know if I want to spend all my adrenaline tokens, but yeah, I mean, it's going to probably happen. Okay, so let's go with the reconnaissance specialist. Let's move him, and we're going to move him. Well, which way do we want to go? I can move him 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Next up is the team leader. We'll spin an adrenaline on him. Let's see, does that make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9? Yeah, it does. Okay. And we'll go ahead and move him. He's going to move 1, 2. Now, as I'm going to play cave-in. It's going to cost me 10, but I can interrupt the normal phase turn. There's 5. Another 5. And it's basically place 2 rebel markers on any tile, at least 2 spaces apart and not in the same space as a wall, figure, or combat marker. Any figure adjacent to a rebel marker when it is placed suffers a melee attack of 3 black dice. Okay. There's basically nothing to prevent that. So let's go ahead and do that. Find my rebel tokens here. Let's put here. And that's going to block off the investigation to where he ain't going to be able.
Thank you, man. Why did you do that? Come out, Gilbert. Girlfriend broke up with me today.
Where he's going to block off to where it's going to be harder for him to go investigate. And then I'm going to put this right here. So these two are adjacent, so they're going to get an attack of 3 black dice. Okay, guys, didn't pierce his because his is 3. And okay, well, that was worth a shot. So I only have 3 left. Okay, so I interrupted and I did it. Alright, so let's go ahead. And it's the counter measure specialist. So we're going to kind of have to go this way. So I'm going to move him 1. That's basically it. That's all I can move him. His rebel tokens block everything. So I guess what we'll do is we will go. Let's go this way. Let's make a big loop and hope there's nothing important in that room. Let's go with our first player. He's going to move here. Alright, our second player. It's going to move up behind him. There's 1, 2. He won't be able to move. Our heavy specialist will move up behind him. And I think that's going to be it. I think that's all I'm going to do. I'm not going to open the door, because then I'll give this guy a free thing to attack. Although, you know, I burn around, I think that's it. So there we go. Okay, so we've done all our actions. I think we're done. We used what actions we could have. I think what I'll do, well, I'll do one more. 1, 2, 3. We'll put these 2 here. I'll give them 1 more token. And I think I'll move him 1, 2. Okay. And then I'll do there. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9. Okay. So what am I going to do? Well, I'm going to spin actually 10 more before it becomes the turn. 6, 9. Refresh every other dashboard ability once. Okay. So I'm going to take out 10 tokens. Okay. I'm going to take out 2. I'm going to take out 2. And I'm going to take out 5. 5. Okay. Okay. And that's it. Okay. That leaves him with 1 token in the pool. And now, I think that's it for our heroes. Okay. So, we've done all this. Now we're going to be the overseer phase. Refresh. Now, we're going to redo this again. And basically, this is going to just refresh everything. Which kind of hurts them in a way, but what are you going to do? Okay, so we've done that. Spawn enemies. Now, I can't spawn anything because I'm at charge. I'm not at these yet. So I have to wait because of my way I play my rules. So there's that. Activate enemies. Okay, well, again, I don't have any enemies to activate. And then discard adrenaline. If I have more than 10 adrenaline, I would have to discard down to that. But I do not. I only have 1 adrenaline. So, there we go. Alright. That is the end of round 1. Let us move. We're going to move to round 2. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to reappropriate each person's stance, and I'm going to reappropriate which turn order they can move in. Okay? Okay, so I've repositioned everything. Our reconnaissance specialist is number 1. He has a max adrenaline of 4. He has sneak. You have stealth. You can reroll 1 die for attacks your targets that do not have line of sight on you. Okay? And it's a good thing I moved him next to the door. Otherwise, we'd have a clog up there. Our countermeasure specialist, he's number 2. He has reckless advantage. Your melee attacks cost 1 adrenaline instead of normal count. Remove 1 black die from your ranged attacks. Our leader is again number 3. He has reckless advantage. Your melee attacks cost 1 less adrenaline. Blah blah blah. Same thing. 4 adrenaline. And the heavy support has 6 adrenaline. He has cautious advantage. If there are no enemies adjacent to you, increase your adrenaline by 2 to attack an enemy as it moves into your line of sight within 4 spaces of you. Okay, so let's go ahead. Let's move the timer. Alright, so this door is locked, or we got to pay the cost. Let's go ahead with the first player. We will pay 1 adrenaline, put it in the pool, and let's flip this over. And this is unlocked. Remove this door from the game. Alright, so let's see what we have in our room stack here. We have, alright, well, we have priority 1, faulty intel. Flip over a faulty intel tile in this room. Well, we don't have a faulty intel tile in that room. So, let me see. Well, let me see what that means. I don't think so. I think faulty intel. Let's see what that means here. Okay, yeah, we do. EMI, faulty intel, EMI. No, well, that's a, yeah, that's it. So, we can flip this. And basically, really, nothing much happened. We'll lose this investigation. Okay, so that was priority 1. priority 2 is office. Place the office objective in this room's objective zone. Okay, so here we go. We know we found the office. So we've done that, and then of course we have a recon patrol, spawn 2 rogues and 1 warrior. So we have a warrior, 2 rogues. Okay. Alright, so let's put a little marker here. We know this is the office. And let's see, we can we can't do charge yet because it's not an interrupt. So alright, so let's see what we're going to do. That was our first player. We want to get rid of these monsters. Our second player is going to be this guy, and he has a movement of 4. However, I can't go with him. So there we go. So next is going to be the team leader, and we're going to move him. He has reckless advance. We'll move him. I think this is him. He's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, there he is. Alright. And then I think what we're going to do is the heavy specialist guy. He's going to move 1, 2, and he's done. So we're back to our first player. He's going to move. He can move 3. 1, 2, 3. And our team leader will go now. And I think we will spend the problem is since he has reckless advance, his ranged attacks remove 1 black die. But if I spend the adrenaline, I can add 1. So let's add 1 red die. So we get this. Well, that's actually really good because that's 4 hits. So we'll take out the warrior clone. Okay. Next up is the heavy specialist, and we'll use an adrenaline, and he's going to move. He can only move 2. Okay, so our first player is going to go, our reconnaissance guy. I think I'm going to use him. He has sneak, so that's fine. And he has this P thing, and we're going to use him. You can take a move without increasing your adrenaline. I've been forgetting about that. You can, during each one of your turns, you can take a move action without increasing your adrenaline. Okay, well let's put 1 back. And look at that. That is beautiful. That's a great hit. All right. So popped him. All right. And let's see here. Let's go number 2, the countermeasure specialist. We've got to get him caught up. He can move 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright. Number 3 is team leader. Team leader has no more adrenaline. He cannot do anything. So let's do the heavy weapons guy. He's going to move 1, 2. Alright, let's see here. Let's see if he has anything. Well, that's basically it. So, let's dole this out again. Let's have our boy in the back here. Our team leader, or him again. He's going to go ahead and spend 2 adrenaline. Try to take out that last guy. Oh, and he missed. But he can re-roll 1 die from each attack with this weapon. and that's good enough. So he kills him. Okay, these guys have no more, and I think we're going to go ahead and just end this turn right now. I did not get to use the charge, so until that comes up, I cannot advance any more on my thing. However, let's see. Let's go ahead. I don't have to revitalize, refresh anything. That's 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have to get rid of all this adrenaline here. And we will get rid of these guys' adrenaline. And I think we'll end this turn. Now, let me see. Oh, that's right. He is in the office space. Let's see what happens. I forgot about that. He can spend an adrenaline. This ain't gonna matter though. When the room reduce the cost of all dashboard abilities that spawn closed by 1. Okay, I have to remember that. So spawn is going to be 3, and then that one's going to be 1. Okay. All right. So I have to remember that. Okay. Well, that's the end of that round. We're going to go next round. Let me redo everybody's stances, and we'll get going. Okay. So let's go ahead and place. We're going to move the timer track. We're on 3. My team leader, he's number 1. He has 5 adrenaline because he has commanding. You and all other commandos within 5 space aura of you gain an additional black die for all attacks this round. That's excellent. You cannot be attacked by an enemy while you are adjacent to another active commando. That's really good. He has reckless advance. After you perform an attack action, move 1 space. He's number 4. Number 3 is the heavy specialist. Hustle, you can move through enemy figures. Okay. I use that because he can move through ally figures as well because of that. Okay. Number 2 is countermeasure specialist. Increase the range of your kit card abilities by 2. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. We have the team leader. We're going to go ahead and move him. Let's pay 1 adrenaline. Here he is right here. And he's going to go ahead and move 2. 1, 2, and that's it. Alright, so number 2 is the countermeasure specialist. He can only move 1 space. Eek. Okay. Next up is our heavy specialist. And he's going to move 3. 1, 2, 3. Now our reconnaissance specialist. Okay. He's going to go ahead and move. He's going to move 4, and he's going to be free. 1, 2, 3. And we'll move him right there. And, alright. So, team leader again. Let's go ahead. 1, 2. Our countermeasure guy who's hanging in the back. 1. I guess he's doing the backup. Our heavy support. 1, 2, 3. And the reconnaissance guy, he gets a free move, so it's not costing him anything. So we'll just move him here. Okay, team leader again. 1, 2. All right. Countermeasure specialist 1. Okay. Our heavy support again. We're going to move him. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and then our reconnaissance guy, he's going to come over here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and that's it for him. And team leader will spin an action to look at a door. And we have jammed. A commando must pass a 3 strength challenge to open this door. Okay, so the door is not considered open yet. The room is still there. Okay, so this guy's strength is actually 3. He's the best strength besides the leader. So he's probably the one to best do that. So let's see here if we have anything we can use. Now before we do the strength challenge, I want to correct an error I made. Alright, so we did the faulty intel. And when you do the faulty intel, this, I don't know what I was thinking. That's an EMI. It's electromagnetic interference. And basically what that does is if you're outside of the EMI thing, you first thing you do is you roll one less black die when you attack, and your line of sight and everything is shortened. So if you remember, all the bad guys were here, and I think all the good guys were not up in this area here. So I may have made an error, but we're going to go ahead and go with it. But that was an error, and I'll explain that better here. So it says, if a commando or his target is on an EMI tile, the commando must remove a black die from his range attack rolls. Well, we know I did make that error. If any of the shortest paths between a commando and his target include 4 or more spaces on an EMI tile, the commando's line of sight is blocked. Which, I don't think any of them were up this close. So, I think they were here. So it would have been blocked. So I wouldn't have been able to attack those guys. That's an error. We'll just go with it for next time. But there's that. For some reason I read that wrong. I was thinking it was some other symbol. That's why I didn't do the EMI thing on there. But let's go ahead and do our strength check. So it doesn't cost us anything. We have a strength of 3. It means we get 3 dice. We need to do a 3 to open the door. Okay, well, 1, 2, and 3. So the door is opened. That's actually pretty good. So we've opened this door. God dang it. The tile placement here is all whacked out. And let's do our room cards. Let's see what we get. Okay, so clear. Discard this room card. Okay, so that's it. Vent. Place a vent marker. Okay, so we're going to place a vent in here. Alright. Then we have ambush. After this room's cards have been resolved, the overseer chooses and discards another door marker in this room. So all the cards for that room as it have been explored normally. Okay, so I can choose another door. Now, as the overseer, I do not know which doors are locked or unlocked. I may open this door, and it could backfire on me, honestly, because like I said, I don't know what is where. Normally you would know what is where, but it could backfire on me. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to open this door right here, and hopefully the monsters will be here and they can do a sneak attack. Okay, well that would have been, he would have took a wound. So let's see what we have. Alright, we have one A lift. Okay, so the A lift is back at this room. Alright. Well that's helpful. So we're going to put the A lift here. Alright, so now what we have is we have several. Spawn 3 warrior clones, spawn 2 we're going to have a whole lot of stuff here. So, spawn 3 warrior clones. Okay. So 2 rogue and 1 warrior. Let's put the rogues in the back. And as the overseer, I'll put them as close as I possibly can. We'll do it like this. Okay. Alright. So it kind of backfired on me a little bit. I mean, they're going to get bum rushed, but I can't do charge because I can't interrupt. Now I can do it when it's time to activate. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to turn around. And we're going to go ahead and go. because there's the A lift. Now it says after the room containing A lift objectives revealed, the speed stat on all clones becomes 7. Okay, and then it says it's triggered after are revealed. So now we're at crisis point. So let's go ahead and we'll take this off, and we have that. So there's our crisis point. So what is that again? Add a black die to every clone's attack for the remainder of the game. At the start of each Overseer phase, Overseer opens a door connecting a hidden room. Okay. So I can start opening doors. There's only one more door I can open. It'll be this one right here probably. And maybe there'll be some clones in there to come and flank our heroes. Okay. But it's still our hero's turn. And that was our heavy support specialist. So let's do our reconnaissance specialist. And he will move 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Now, we're going to go team leader. He's going to go. Let's spend his last adrenaline. He's going to move 2. 1, 2. Okay. The countermeasure specialist, who was way the heck back here, he moves 1, so he's going to go ahead and start the advance. The heavy support specialist, he's going to turn around. 1, 2, 3. And then our reconnaissance specialist, he's going to move 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We see him coming. The team leader can't go. Our countermeasure specialist can. And he can move 1 space, so we'll move him up 1. The heavy support specialist will move 3. 1, 2, 3. And our last guy is going to move, he can move 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, so here we go. So I think that'll be it. And that's it for the hero's turn. Now, I'm going to go ahead and activate charge. So I can move him 7, which will be 14 spaces. I can move him twice. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I can see him. And I'm going to go ahead and activate him. I'm going to spend my 1 adrenaline. And I get an extra black die. So I want to get 4 black die. And I did not get through his defense. Okay. Clone flankers. Spawn up to 2 clones at a vent. I'm going to go ahead and do that. And here we go. Well, there was a vent marker there. Wasn't there a vent marker up here? Aha. So I'm going to have some clones here. Oh, yeah, that's right. I said at the start of the Overseer phase, I can reveal a door. So I'm going to reveal this door. And we're going to reveal what's in this room. That's a clear. Okay, corrosive gas. Now, normally you put that in there, but we're not even going in there, so we don't have to worry about that. And we're going to put 3 rogue clones in that room. So we got clones coming from everywhere. Okay, my next thing I can do is frenzy. It's going to cost me 6, but I can make an additional attack. But it's reduced the cost of this ability by 2 if used on a clone. So it's only going to cost me 4. So we're going to attack a boy here again. Oh, his defense 4 is actually 3. So he's going to take a wound. Okay. So he's going to take a wound. He's got wounded once. As you can see, his health is 5. Okay. Alright. So let's see. Hasten. Refresh another abilities dashboard by 1. Once, and we will refresh this one. Okay. Clone reinforcement. For every 2 adrenaline you spend for this ready cost, spawn a clone at an enemy passage tile. Okay, I haven't put them on the board yet. And I can do that because see, they would go like here. If you look at the map, see these faded blue lines? That's where enemy passage tile would be placed. So I could put one actually here. I could place one here. Place one here. And here. And so I'm going to go ahead and do that for every 2 adrenaline you spend. Now, it cost me 1 less. Actually, so it would cost me 1 less for that one. So it's only going to cost me 1. And I can only do 4. So I'm going to put 4. There we go. So now it's just all adding up. Now I'm going to start activating some people. Okay. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to activate this guy. He's going to get 4 black dice. Okay, that is the team leader. And he has a melee defense of 2. So he's going to take a hit. Then I'm going to activate this guy, and he's going to attack. Ah, yeah, you cannot be attacked by an enemy while you're adjacent to another active commando. Well, that's not. Can't be interrupted. All right. Oh, that's 2. So that's another hit. Okay. I got a whole lot of adrenaline I can spend. I think I will move this one, and I have to spend an extra adrenaline because he's going to move through a figure. 1, 2, 3, and he will attack the heavy support guy. Well, that's a defense of 4, but still good. So he got popped 1. Okay, and then I think I'm going to spend 2 more. And we're going to pop him again. Okay, the team leader just took another hit. I think I'm going to move one, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then I think I'll do him. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 here. And let's move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. No, I can't do that. Okay. And then let's do him here. Okay, so that's where we're at. A whole lot of stuff. Let's go ahead and do this. 2, 2, 3, 4, and I'm at dodge. And there we go. What a fight this is going to be. Okay. Here we go. Okay, well, our commandos are in a lot of trouble. Our team leader is number 3. He has commanding. You and other commandos gain an additional black die for all attacks. You cannot be attacked. Oh, this is good. Number 2 is our reconnaissance specialist. You have stealth. You can reroll 1 die for attacks against you that do not have line of sight. Heavy support specialist is braced. Your ranged attacks cost 1 less adrenaline instead of the normal amount. And number 4, reckless advance. Your melee attacks cost 1 adrenaline instead of the normal amount. Remove 1 black die from your ranged. Yeah. Okay, but he has this thing when your speeder is 4 or higher, roll 1 additional red die when attacking with this weapon. Okay, so our support specialist is first. He's gonna go. And yeah, his ranged attacks cost 1, so he will do a ranged attack. We gotta get some of these clones off of us. And see his vitality. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead. He's gonna get 2 red, 3 black. Okay, that's a kill. So he kills one of these guys. However, oh, that's right, I don't have it yet. I can't do it. Okay. Number 2. Okay. Is our reconnaissance specialist. And of course, these guys are right here on him. And he will try to attack. Okay, I can re-roll. Alright, that's 3. That's enough to kill this warrior. Remember, they take 3. Okay. And I'm actually, since he gets a free move, I'm actually going to move him up. Okay. He's going to start to form a choke point. Okay, number 3 is our team leader. Oh man, I've been forgetting. They gain an additional black die. I've been forgetting that. Let's go ahead with him. He's going to spend 2 adrenaline. He's stuck back here. And he will attack one of these clones there. So let's see what he gets. Okay, that's it's not enough. So I don't have to do a dodge. Oh, that's right, commandos. Alright, so everybody's going to get another adrenaline. Because that's for free. But he missed, so that was a waste of an attack. I can increase it by 1 to gain another red die, which I will do. Okay, that's good enough. However, I'm going to spin dodge, and I want to make him re-roll that. And that worked out to our advantage. Now I'm going to do, oh, I don't have the cost, that's right. Alright, so number 4 is our countermeasure specialist. He's the big helmeted guy. He's right here. And I think with him, these guys are in EMI. So what I think, we're going to move him. What can he do? He's better at melee. So I'm just going to move him. He's going to go ahead and go 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Now number 1 is our heavy support, and he will attack one of these little clones there. Okay, he kills him. However, I'm going to do surprise attack now. Oh, actually no. I have to wait. Nobody's in his line of sight, so can't do that. All right. So number 2 is our reconnaissance specialist. He's right here. Now I will let's see, make a attack Alright, I'm going to interrupt. Now I'm going to do it. And now we're going to attack the reconnaissance specialist. So let's go ahead and do that. 4 black die. Oh, that's a hit. So that's another hit on him. Okay. Now the reconnaissance specialist will go. He's going to get an extra black die. That's not good enough. Oh, but he can re-roll. Okay. Okay, there it is. That's good enough. So he kills that one. And he gets to remember his free move, so we're going to move him up 1, 2, 3. And look, he sees that guy right there. Okay, number 3 is our team leader. And maybe he'll have better luck this time attacking. So let's go ahead and do this. And okay, that's good enough. So he kills one of these guys. Okay. Last is our countermeasure specialist. He's still over there. We're just going to spend 1. He's just going to move. He's going to come back up 1, 2. Okay. And that's it. So our heavy support guy, it only costs him 1 adrenaline to attack. He will attack him. And he kills him. Okay. So, number 2 is our reconnaissance specialist. He's going to spend his 2. And he will attack him. Okay, well oh, I can re-roll. That's actually, I did it. That's 2 hits right there. I'm sorry. It's 4, so he kills him. And he will do a free move. One, 2, 3. So he's there. Okay. Number 3 is our team leader. Now he's going to run. He doesn't have enough to attack. So he's just going to move. He's going to go 1, 2. That's all he can move. Okay. And number 4 is this guy right here. And I think I'm going to move him. He's going to move 4. He's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to move him there. Okay. Back to number 1, our reconnaissance, our heavy support guy. We're just going to go ahead and move him. He's going to move 2. 1, 2. And our next is our reconnaissance specialist. He does not have enough. So, however, you can move through spaces occupied by enemy, and you do not spend extra movement. So, what he's going to do is he can go 1, 2, 3, but he can't do that. He can't be on the same space, so that's not going to work out. However, I will, since he can take a move action without increasing his adrenaline. He just doesn't have enough to move, so he's kind of stuck. Team leader has no more. And this guy does, he has 2, and he will attack, and he will do a melee attack. His melee, he gets a red die because of it. And he kills this guy right here. So, that's it. Let me see how much I have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, I'm doing cave in again. In order to Okay, so I'm doing cave in again. And we're going to put some rubble tokens here. I'll put one here. Put one here. Okay. He takes a wound. One more and he's going to be downed. Oh, he didn't take any. Okay. Alright, now, what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to spend one on him. He will attack our countermeasure specialist. And he hits him. Because we have, yep, he hits him. Then, with my last adrenaline, I'm going to use him to attack again. And we will do the reconnaissance specialist. Actually, no, we're going to do the other guy. He has a less defense. And he hit him again. Okay. So, there we go. Now, I know you're saying, well, you shouldn't have spent all that on the cave-in. You're correct, I shouldn't. But, in order to do advance, you know what? That was probably a tactical mistake on my part. Because there's no way, I don't know if I'd got another 10 to do this. I want reinforcements, and I'm not going to get them. And I probably could have downed some people by moving some of these others. So it probably was a mistake by me as the overseer to do that. I thought I was getting a little too fancy and I had a little plan, but it didn't look like that's going to work out. Okay, so that's fine. Mistakes were made on the overseer's part. That'll happen sometimes. We forgot to move this. I'm sorry. Of course, this door will open. That was unlocked. Okay. So, it's going to be our hero's turn. Let's do our stance and get everything straightened up. Okay, so our leader, he is number 4. He has cautious advance. Our specialist reconnaissance has reckless advance. He has 3. Our heavy support is 2. And he's 3. And our countermeasure specialist is concentrating. He has 1. So there we go. Like the heroes probably will win because of the mistake I made with the overseer. I've refreshed his thing, but because of that, all I got to do is get these 2 on the lift, which is over there. So it's fine. So let's go ahead and go. We're going to do our countermeasure specialist. He'll spend 2 adrenaline, and he will go ahead and attack. And he kills this guy right here, warrior clone. Okay. Number 2 is our heavy support specialist. He's got hustle. He will move 3. 1, 2, 3. Number 3 is our reconnaissance specialist. And he will spend 2. And he will attack. Okay, I can re-roll. That was lucky. I got my 2 on that. So I kill this guy. And it says after you attack, move 1 space. So he will move 1 space. And he actually will he can still do his free movement, but I'm going to hold off on that until I kill these other guys. So number 4 is our team leader. We're going to move him. And he moves 2. He's going to go 1, 2. Number 1 is our countermeasure specialist, and I think he's going to he's going to go. He can't really get out of here, so might as well go ahead and attack. All right. Well, there we go again. Does he have re-roll one of your? Okay, alright, he has a re-roll. Okay, that's good enough. So he kills that guy. Number 2 is our big guy, so he'll move 1, 2, 3. Number 3 is our reconnaissance specialist, and he will attack and try to kill that last guy. Good thing he has a reroll. And he failed, but he can move 1 space. And number 4 is our team leader, and he will move 1, 2. Okay. Number 1, we're just going to move him 1 space. That's all he can move. Number 2 is our heavy support. 1, 2, 3. Number 3 is our guy right here. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to move him off the map. He's going to go 1, 2, 3. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. He's off the map. He's on the A lift. And number 4 is our team leader, and he will move 2. Okay. So now we have our heavy support. He will go, and he's going to move 1, 2, 3. Okay. And then we have our team leader, basically, is going to go, he's going to move 2, 1, 2. He will go again, 1, 2, and again, 1, 2. And that's it. The heavy support guy will stay there, and that will be the end of the turn. And now I will pay 10. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 to refresh all these. Okay. Now, let's see what I want to do. I will activate him, and I will move him here, and he will attack. Who has the better? Well, they both have the same. Actually, I'm going to spend an extra adrenaline, and he's going to come here, and he's going to attack. I'm going to have him attack the team leader. So we're going to spend another adrenaline to do that. I'm going to try to down him. And I do down him. So he is downed. So here's his stance. We haven't seen any of these, but this is what this is. Downed. You can perform only move actions. Med packs have no effect on you. You cannot use the abilities on your kit cards. Okay? So, and until he gets revived, he's down. So that's now his advance. Okay? I'm going to spin some stuff here. I'm going to spend 4 on charge. And this guy's going to move 14 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay? And spin 1 here. He's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Spin 1 here. He's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, and then I'm going to spend the rest, and I'm spawning 2 more clones at a vent, which the vent is right there. So spawn 2 clones here at a vent. Okay. But now it's the hero's turn. Of course, I forgot to do this, so let's do that. Okay. And all I gotta do is get 1 guy out, though, and we've won. So it just depends on the stand. Okay, so he's downed. So he only has 2 adrenaline. The leader is the reconnaissance specialist. He's number 1. He has cautious advance. Heavy support has cautious advance. He's number 2. And number 4 is our countermeasure specialist, and he has cautious advance. So let's go with our first guy, our reconnaissance specialist. And he has that guy right in front of him. So we will spend 2. And we will attack. That's 4, actually 5 hits, so this guy is dead. Okay, number 2 is our heavy support. He can move 2 spaces, but I'm not going to move him 2 spaces. I'm actually going to have him shoot that guy. So we're going to attack. And he kills that guy right there. Okay. There's nothing I can do because I'm on frenzy. Alright, so number 3 is our team leader. All he can do is move. So he can move 1, 2. Okay. Next is our countermeasure specialist. Oh, our reconnaissance guy was out. E. Okay, so let's say I spent his turn to attack instead. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's right. Our reconnaissance guy is out. I don't know what. I don't know how. Did I attack twice? I attacked twice with somebody. That's right. I did him. I should have did him. So let's put another clone here. Let's put the one here. Let's say he took out the one over there. Okay, so constant specialist is out. The heavy support guy, let's have him attack again. Huh. He missed. Okay. The team leader will move 1, 2. The countermeasure specialist will move. Actually, I'm going to have him attack as well. He will try to attack this guy right here. Okay, that time he kills him. Alright. And then our heavy support specialist, I'm going to have him attack one last time. He's going to try to hit one of these guys. Okay, all he needs is 3, so he does it. And then our team leader can't go anymore. But we don't need him to go. We're just going to have our countermeasure specialist move. And he will go 1, 2. Okay. And then he will go again. 1, 2. And we have completed our mission. He is successfully off the map on the A-lip. We have 2 commandos out. So there we go. Alright. So, I know I made a few mistakes. It has been a while since I played this game. But I feel that once I got in the groove, it got a lot better. I did catch a few of them, but there were probably a few mistakes I missed, so forgive me. And next time I'll try to make a few less. As far as gameplay rules wise, tactically wise, I did make that big error. These guys may not have made it out alive, but I made the big error as overseer. But I'm okay with that because this is the first mission. It should be the easy mission and to win. And I really didn't use all the advantages the heroes have. It's a lot. You got a lot to keep up with their kit abilities. And I just wanted to basically show you how it kind of went. Like I said, this is a very different game than Level 7 Escape. So, and you know, there's other monsters and stuff in this game. This game's going to get a lot harder. So, give one to the heroes. I'm fine with that. Like I said, I was trying to. I was trying to outthink myself. I was trying to get a little too smart for my britches as overseer and do a plan. Backfired immensely, but that'll happen when you play one versus one. You can come up with some cool plan in your mind, and then it doesn't work out, and it totally backfires on you. So, but that's what happens. As you can see, this makes things random, so I can't obviously think too far ahead as the good guys or the bad guys. So it does help to play. You can play it solo like that when you shuffle things up and make things totally random. So next time on Sci-Fi Saturday, Mission 2. I hope you enjoyed it. We got a full campaign of this to go. Until then, have fun.